Warm welcome to all the new faces here, and thanks for joining us tonight. Have a bit of a property special tonight, and I'll give you just a brief introduction for those of you who I've not really met before. I'll let you know a little bit more about my background, my story, and you can see here tonight's schedule. So we'll kick things off pretty swiftly at 7:15 with our first speaker tonight, who will be Rohit. And Rohit's going, kind of tonight we're splitting in a way into two sections. So we'll have the first half, which will really be more for the people who haven't maybe got into property yet and are still looking around, okay, well, what are going to be my first steps? You know, what does property offer out there? And we'll move into phase 2 later on, where we have our guest speaker, Kevin Whelan, who will move into the different ways to fund projects and give you a bit of background about his company, Wealth Builders, as well. So it'd be good to just get an idea, really, of who is completely new to property, who's looking to maybe build a portfolio. Yeah, raise hands. Okay, so yeah, 3, 4, 5 people. Okay, and what about people, let's say, who've got over 3 properties? So you would say you're kind of quite advanced already. Just a little raise of hands. Okay, only a couple of you. Okay. Others, maybe 2 or 3 properties, yeah? Okay, all right, so quite a good balance then of people who are already, you know, well progressed down the road, and those who are just looking to get started. So hopefully we'll have lots of information tonight which will appeal to all of you. So as I said, I'm the host and the founder of Skater Rat Race, and Skater Rat Race is a group that I set up in November 2014. I was just about to give up my full-time job in the music industry, and I'd always been into personal development, and if, like me, you know these books, these are some of the seminal books, I think, that we all get intrigued by reading and thinking, oh, 4-hour work week, that sounds amazing, you know, the laptop lifestyle, and it's most definitely achievable, although it's not easy, and there's some real good fundamental books there, Think and Grow Rich, and it's really about the mindset. What I've strived to do at all the meetups over the last, well, this is the 16th event we've had, is to really try and bring the best of the best when it comes to opportunities. People who have already broken free of the rat race, created their own financial independence, and can show you how they've done that and share that with you. And it's really up to you to make a decision as to, you know, does that resonate with your values and your interests? So whether it might be property, whether it might be trading, setting up businesses online, there's lots of opportunities, and all the opportunities work, but a really key part is having the right mindset, because without the mindset and believing that you can be successful, you know, you're going to make work a little bit harder for yourself. So we really just always find it interesting to find out in the room, what is it that's stopping you? And I know in the room we've actually got people who've escaped the rat race too, who's happy wavers in the room, so yeah, exactly. So I think we all have different ideas of what financial freedom means to us, what escaping a rat race means. You know, for some people maybe it doesn't mean actually leaving your full-time job. It might just mean having a supplementary income, and you might love your job. You know, I loved my job in the music industry. I did it for 16 years. It was a lot of fun. It just got to a point where I wanted a change, and I'd always had big ideas about creating my own business and just achieving as much success and doing it on my own terms, rather than having a boss kind of dictating how much time and money I was going to get paid each month. So I'm just curious, just quickly whiz around the room and just see, you know, what is stopping you? For those people who haven't yet escaped, I'm going to pick on a few names. Ben, you know, is it a mindset thing? Is it ideas?
To be honest, I really think it's just a fear of taking action sometimes. Because I'll have all these ideas, and maybe I cloud myself with all the ideas that I have, and I don't just pick one and just go with it. So I think that's the problem that I personally have.
Yeah.
Other than that, really, that's all I can say. Procrastination.
Yeah.
Really is
the
main thing.
Yeah. Does anyone else feel the same way? Yeah. I think it's a real common issue is the overwhelm. There's so many choices, so many things out there that you can do, and obviously you go to the internet and everyone is promising the world. Everyone's promising to make you rich overnight, and you just don't know who to trust. And it just becomes like analysis paralysis, doesn't it? And that again is really the core message of the meetups of Escape the Rat Race community, is to, I personally only invite speakers who I've either invested time and money doing their courses, I'm already a part of their education programs, and I know they're good, I know they're credible, and I know the strategies work. So, and I can only introduce them to you, and as I say, let you guys decide if that's something that might be the right path or not. So, anyone else like to add?
Can I make a comment on that?
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, we met last year when we did the mentorship program with a certain person we won't name. It's not particularly valuable to do so. The one thing that you do by actually vetting the gurus or the people that you introduce, I think is a real value add, because the due diligence that we didn't do, or enough of, because I let progressive properties who I've dealt with in the past, who have really been really good, I let their brand name be associated with an individual.
Okay.
And it's not proven to bear out.
So it's a good message, and thanks for pointing that out. Really take care and do your due diligence before you invest time and money with a mentor, a coach, someone who you're going to exchange money for their services, because you need to make sure. And I would say always try and ask for recommendations. People who have already been on their programs, already working with these guys, and just ask these people, did you get a good experience? Would you recommend them? It's a really valid point, that, absolutely. My real mission is to save our members time and money. I've spent thousands and thousands over the last 10 years on different educational courses, and I believe that it's all part of my journey, my personal journey, getting me to the right place. I've taken some dead-end turns, and I think that's the entrepreneurial journey. You have to try things out and work out what's right for you and what isn't right. And if I can share what I've done and people that I think are of real good value and can help you accelerate yourself on that journey, then that's what I'm here to do, and the rest of the community as well. So just quickly show you this. Who recognises Cash Flow Quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki? Yeah, I imagine a lot of you. So I've just adapted this, added a few little extras, because for those that haven't seen it, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he came up with the quadrant here, and there's really two sides. You've got the left side where you've got employees and self-employed. You're kind of exchanging time for money. Even when you become self-employed and you think, oh great, I'm going to run my own business, you tend to work twice the amount and get super stressed as well. So it's really our mission, our aim, is to transcend over to the right-hand side. So I put, job typically on the left, wealth is built on the right-hand side, and as Kevin's message, I'm sure he will share later, is that in order to generate wealth, we really need to build assets, and there are only a finite number of assets which we can build our wealth in, and again I'll let Kevin go into that a little bit later. And the way that we focus very much is create a business. Think of yourself as an entrepreneur. We're in the entrepreneurial age now. It's really a nation or a world of working with one another rather than for one another like it used to be. The job security isn't there like it used to be. The pensions are not as reliable as they used to be. So if we can take control of that and really work out what it is that we're passionate about and really follow that, build a business around that, get the mindset right, then when you're creating profits from your business, you are then in a position to start building your asset base and becoming an investor. So that's kind of the model that Kiyosaki came up with, which I think a lot of members resonate with. And in order to help members, we launched the mentoring program this year, and I know we've got a few of those guys in the room, and for me this has been an amazing step forwards into year 2 of Escape the Rat Race, working with my personal mentor John Ketley from Sales Masters Guild, and we do half-a-day sessions, 12-month program, where we really go through the components of creating a business that builds wealth. And that again starts with the mindset, because you've got to get really clear on the mindset and the reason why you're doing this and what winning looks like to you. And when you're clear about that, then we start looking at your USP, your branding, and then once you've got that in place, it's time to start looking at the nuts and bolts of business, marketing, sales, your finances, all the processes that you'll need. So anyway, that's something that we've launched this year, going really well. Just before we move on to our first speaker tonight, I've put a feedback form on the table there. Really would appreciate if you haven't already given me feedback in the past, or if you care to do so again, just fill that out. It's really valuable information. It won't get passed on to anybody else. It's to help me understand why you're here, really. You know, what speakers would you love to hear? You know, who can I go out and try and get to come to our meetings?
Testimonials from it.
Yeah, sure.
Say about that.
Yeah, and at the end as well, if you've had a good night and you've learned something, you've met some nice people, I would love to get or ask you if you wouldn't mind just do a short testimonial, video testimonial with Jason at the back would be awesome. I can pop that as well on the Meetup group. It just helps let other people know what we're doing, that we're genuine. I know a lot of people are sceptical and they think, oh, let's get rich quick and all of this, but you know, I hope once you've been to a meetup, you'll understand that we're not about that. We really are about building long-term wealth and doing it in the right way. And also, 30-minute call. I'd love to connect. I have with a lot of you already, but for those I haven't, let's get on the phone. Let's have 30 minutes so that we can really understand where it is you want to go and see what I can do to help you. I'm building up a big network now of people that I can connect you with and suggest maybe some ideas for you. So if we haven't had that call already, just please, again, tick the boxes. A few other boxes on the form, self-explanatory, but please do fill that out for me. Thank you. Okay, so just a quick intro tonight. Normally I would go on, but I'm just going to keep it swift tonight. And as I say, part one tonight, we have Rohit Santa, who will be running through the different strategies and the different options that are out there for anyone who's looking to really sort of dip their toes and start their journey into the world of property. After Rohit, we'll be moving on to Kevin Whelan. So, round of applause for Rohit, please.